Hey guys, how are you doing? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me now? Oh my goodness. I've been a bit of a bad girl, I have to admit, and I've gotten a few decks. But I've got a few here I want to try out on you guys. Hope you don't mind. You're the guinea pigs. Um, this one's really lovely, and I know that I have a lot of artists. Hello, Latrice, that watch the show, and this one is one of the most beautiful I think I've found yet. And it's almost like it's like pen and ink style. And the name that the artist is Fen, Fen, Inkright, and that's like ink and Right, and it's called The Citadel of Fantasy Oracle. Now it's gilded, that's gold, and of course it's, picking up my green screen stuff. But it isn't like the tarot, it is an oracle. But the cards, let me just show you very quickly. It's number one, it's nice, although I had a heck of a time to get this to open correctly, but I has a nice magnetic lid, the bottom, and they're shaped a little differently, and I'll show you the back and the front real quick. Here's the inside. Even the inside, of course, is nice. There's the booklet. It's nice. But they're shaped differently. Now, I managed to go ahead because they're just my perfect little paw size for my small paws. But they're very interesting. And this one just happens to be the Sentinel, and determination and certainty are its keywords. So I'll be testing these out on you, and I'll be sure to do a live also where I don't have the green screen on so we can see some of those. It doesn't look as nice, and I love all the colors, but sometimes it's good to go plain, and so I can just show you well, like I'll do little walkthroughs or something. I've done videos before on I miss doing them on decks, like the unboxing, but more of a just kind of a set to music and very there's that mascara. I wasn't very big fan of this one. Physician's Formula, I'm tossing it. Ugh. All right. The other one that I found that I want to share with you is BlackCat Tarot. Now, this is just the 22 major arcana, but I just loved it. I couldn't pass it up. And it too is quality. It's got a nice magnetic lid, and when you open that, there's like a little column there, nice little artistic touch in a spot you wouldn't think you'd find it. And there's little sayings and whatnot inside. And it's only 22 cards, but they're very nice. Like, here's the world, for example. You know, and the green on my background could be the green on the globe. Anyway, very beautiful work. And here's the fool, little kitten. You know, have to get the kitty cat stuff. But anyway, I'm a bad girl, so I have to tighten my purse strings for the rest of the year. All right. So is it okay if I use these with you guys? I take that as a yes. All right. Thank you. I'll set these aside. It looks like we've got some more questions. All right, I'm going to take the questions here at hand, and from this point on, I'm going to say no more questions taken because I just got a new bandaging on this one. I have two wounds. One of them goes to the bone. The other one doesn't, thank goodness. That's why I get tired a lot. But because of this new bandage, I want to just keep it to a very specific time. I don't want to go much more beyond than like an hour and a half or so if I can. I prefer to do that. So I want to say no more questions tonight. Sorry. Oh my goodness, I typed it dyslexically. I do that a lot. And I was also thinking about just making the lives be on a Sunday or a Saturday. I'm not quite sure at 3. I thought I should just simplify this. It makes more sense. Yes, yes, I got them because I didn't. It all started out with not being treated for chronic pain, and then my bedding was not outfitted right for somebody that would need to be in bed a lot because I've been very active. And so it just has become a vicious circle. Now I finally got the kind of things that I need, and now it's going to take me just a very long time to heal up. So I'm here. But you know what? You know, I offer it up. This is a good time to offer this kind of stuff up. So I just offer it up for all of us. And it's part of my lesson. So I have to do the best I can, just like you do. All right. Beautiful decks and boxes. I have very good taste, yes, but I have very poor pockets now because I get a bit silly. I have that silly Pisces ascendant and moon. And thank goodness I've got Virgo because if that wasn't there, oh my goodness, it's bad enough for me. My poor husband. Anyway, I'm so glad to be out here with you guys. Oh, yeah, you overheard Justice. Let me see. Nose is itchy, sorry. Overheard Justice is beginning this week. Look to the skies. Well, why not? Ours are usually kind of fogged over, although the other night it was beautiful and clear. And yeah, I kept looking for any little visitors. I always do, because I always have looked out to the sky since I was a kid. That's one of my memories. You probably had it too, where you're laying in the car or whatever, your head is against there and you're looking just at the window and there's the radio on and mom and dad or mom or dad or whoever's driving. That's a nice memory. So I did that the other night, you know. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to go back from, let's see, where was I? No more questions. Sorry, folks. Where I wrote no more questions, that's where it has to stop. So let me just see here. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Artist Liz. Okay, now I can take 4 more from that. So let's see. Latrice, I can take yours. Okay, I can take 3 more. Okay, Niru Shatani. Pardon me if I don't pronounce your name right. Nothing. And then Kim Buck, I can take you. And Isabel, I'm going to take you. All right, how many we got now? Oh, that's 11. Rain Mountain. All right, I'll take yours. All right, that's where I'm going to stop at 12. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, now that's going to take us a little while. So just so you know, if you're new here, thank you so much. I've got my various drinks here to try and keep my throat smooth. You know what I forgot to bring and put over on my bed was the pardon me, the elderberry. I like that flavor. Lozenges. Those are really good. You can get them at health food stores and stuff, and they're just lovely. They're good for you. They have a lot of vitamin C in them. So let me just clear my throat because it's feeling a little froggy, and I'm going to put this on pause or mute for a moment. I didn't take my antihistamine, which I should do, and which I'm going to do now. I need to really do it every day because my skin does not like this drape, which is a clear tape that comes with the wound vac that I'm wearing. The skin has always been that way. It's like, no, you have to use paper tape on me. I'm sure a lot of you know the pain. All right. I'm really wishing I would have remembered that. I was sitting here. Sorry, lipstick. I was sitting here thinking, I know I should be doing something. I'm just kind of like vegging out before I get ready for this. And that would have been one of them. I should have been taking my antihistamine. All right. Enough about my antihistamine, for the love of God. I'm not very busy on my Instagram. My best email, is the one for PayPal that's right under here below on this running banner. Maya, got to get my voice together. Here it is. Maya Murphy, all together. Maya Murphy, MAIJA 68 at gmail.com. And in case you can't catch that, it should be also in the description box. I pasted the details in. I try and remember to do all that, but there's so much to do. Oh, yes, fresh ginger and turmeric. My darn mouse. Fresh ginger and turmeric. Turmeric. Ah, I have that. Oh, I don't have the fresh ginger, though. You know what? I want to grow it. I've got to I like to garden. I container garden on the back porch, and I have missed that so much. But yes, you're right. This is truly the deal. Or, even with just honey, the ginger and the honey. Yeah, sorry, Tinkerbell. I love your name. I love your name. A message from your higher self. I can tell you right now that one of the basic messages I've been getting, because I can't take your question now anymore because I've taken all I can take, but is patience. We are at a time where one of our key things with who that makes us all cuckoo is patience. And patience to endure what we have to go through because he's like the darkness before the light. He is that contrast before the light. And then, he's in he gets the endings. So we are in a time of endings before we have new beginnings. They're very they're very kind of hairy sometimes. In fact, one of my dreams was a boat ride that was going to be a white knuckle ride in choppy water holding a baby, hoping not to get bounced out for the baby. And that's us. And that's us enduring him. And I got that it would be a short ride. It's like I knew and was grateful for the fact as I was thinking, how in the world am I going to get in the boat holding this infant, this newborn, like swaddled, very, very cute, very, very swaddled. But I could walk in the dream. And I was going to get into the speedboat, for the love of God. And, you can imagine my heart was in my throat and the waves were coming up and hitting the boat. And I was just thinking, oh my Lord. And just as I was worrying about if the baby should be thrown go bouncing out of my arms, oh my God, be in the water. I thought, oh my God, I don't want that to happen. I could somehow make it, but the child, I would just be destroyed. And then as I thought that, I looked over and I saw this old black dog, like a lab, an old black lab with little gray whiskers. You know how they're so cute. One of my favorite dogs. Anyhow, he was just sitting there with a little doggy smile, and I was given to know telepathically that he'd make sure I didn't have to worry. He was going along and would make sure we'd be okay. And what I got from the dog was the word loyalty, and that he was loyal to us. So we're going to have special, maybe guidance around us about this that, we're going to be thinking, you got to be kidding me. But yeah. So I just want to share that again with you and help you guys know that there is a purpose to this. And that's one of the reasons why I tend to think we have to go through this darkness to the light. And that's probably why he's going to get in there. But I get short. And I get that from the dream. And I take more actually from my dreams than I do cards. I tend to, that just never, I never misinterpret that. So anyway, from me to you, yours, and you can throw it away or put it on your shelf and just keep it as food for thought. And if you have dreams, I hope you'll share them in the commentary somewhere. All right. Since we have a lot of questions, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me put this on mute again so I get a drink. Dang. All right. So here we go. Apparently not yet. Not quite yet. Hang on. I am definitely going to put those lozenges by my bedside tonight so that in my thing here by the bed, on the bed, I will have that thing of lozenges. Because then I wouldn't have this throat. My allergies are pretty much year-round now. All right. All right, let's go to Lucy Claire. She was the first one that posted, and she wanted to know, Miss Lucy, that's my beloved mother-in-law's first name. Well, Lucia. So I'm very fond of the name Lucy. But anyway, I digress. Will the rally on the 19th be peaceful or otherwise? Well, let's take a look. I haven't thrown cards on that at all off camera, other than to look at what the purpose was for it. And I got nothing but money and people. Like it really looks like it's to pay people to be at the inauguration. And, the guy loves to celebrate himself. So, but anyway, let's just see. I didn't look to see how it would go or anything like that. I just looked at it strictly, like a quick throw. And, that's what came up. All right, so let me dial in. It takes me a little while to get warmed up, and I do apologize for any background noises. It's a family home, and I've got a wound vac ticking away. Usually my new mic really does a good job, but I can't get it all out. So thank you for your patience and understanding and acceptance of reality. Okay. Will January 19th rally for DJT and whomever he can pay to go, as well as those that actually still believe in him. Let's see. How is it going to be? Will it be peaceful or will it be full of rhetoric, fiery? Will he be razzing them up, trying to whip up that rage? I hope not. I hope that not for everyone's sake. But let's just and look down, look down upon it as if we were a bird. All right. What's the temperature of that rally going to be? Is it going to be a feisty, incinerating, hot-tempered rally with lots of wand energy? Or is it going to be more toned down, more heavier, duller energy like the Earth pentacle? Or is it going to be word salad, lots of swords? Just my thoughts. Or emotional gibberish, cups. All right, let's see what we get. I'm really curious. So I'm just going to pull two at a time and till I get a satisfactory sense of it. All right, looking at Trump's rally on the 19th, what's it going to be like? I like to make sure I give these a really good shuffle. We get the Sun. All right. Sorry, really, because there's so much green on this green, my cards are really going to struggle to show up. But we get the Sun. Can I do it this way? No. Anyway, you know what the Sun looks like. If not, you can bring out your own deck. Oh, wow, guys. Okay, and we're getting the Five of Wands, that combustible five, where people are clobbering, feisty. It looks like it's very much going to be clearly feisty, clearly revved up. And it's putting people in a fighting mood. I don't like that. It's not necessary. How about a unity mood? How about a cheerful, joyful, love your, neighbor, even though they're different from you mood? But that's not what we're getting. We're getting the Sun on beating the brakes off somebody type of stuff. It's very animated, and I'm going to say the words are going to be provocative, threatening, quite possibly. With Trump, it's all going to be what he thinks is going to rev up the crowd. He's going to want to see how he can control this crowd. And we know that crowds have, each crowd has a personality. It's just like if you've ever, taught before or gone in front of groups, that there's different energy. And this group, I think he's very good at reading what's going to, get them to pay attention. And so I think very hot words that are provocative, very clearly working people up into a lather. Yes. Okay. Two more. The King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Okay. So this could be Elonio. He wouldn't. Well, anyway, there's the wealthy check boy who just writes all the checks for Mr. Trump. To me, this is Elon there. And it looks like he's going to be stirring the pot. And knee-jerk reactions with that Knight of Swords. It just comes and says what it wants to say. He might actually offend some of the people there. If he does that, if he does it without thoughtfulness. Isn't that interesting? Let's keep going. So, this could even be a fight in and amongst each other. Or, because you have, or it could just be a very aggressive mood anyway. And I see the flame fanner over here as a wealthy King of Pentacles, or someone who pretends to be one of the biggest corporate welfare queens, Elon. And I think he's going to I think he knows how to wind up Trump, and thus Trump the crowd. But this may not work out the best. Let's continue to see what happens with that, because he's going to be, I'd be shocked if he was not there. And these Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight. It's got there's no censor. Oh boy, loss. Okay, and let's see what it's paired with. Oh, with the Seven of Cups. I think some people are going to walk away feeling that he's promised them a bunch of fluff and that he's delusional. or that he's offering them the word salad. There it is. And to some of them, they might see him as also a side of a, if they're really paying attention, maybe some of the decline mentally. And I just think they're going to be pretty well disappointed. There's regret. So if we look at the Elon card with the Knight, because first came Elon and then came that Knight of Swords, right? So that's how he's acting. That's his verb, if you will, what he's doing there. And then we got the Sorrow. He's going to be making some of those people, I think, feel bad or like they've just been, given a bunch of fluff, confusion. Definitely some confusion. I think confusion because they're not going to know where Trump is coming from. Is he going to do what he told them that he said he was going to do, or is he going to follow what Elon's directing? Because it's going to look like Elon, to me, potentially to them, like he's got too much influence. That's what I see. I think there's going to be some annoyance there, to say the least, and definitely wanting to rev people up. His hope is to inspire, but there's an ending. This is a completion. And yeah, this would be before he would be allowed to enter the White House. So he's wanting to get his people stirred up, and I think to make people more intimidated, honestly, that of too afraid to confront him with things because he can control the crowd. And it's also, I think, a bit of a message to the GOP. I can turn this crowd on you. But it does look to me like there's going to be some heavy disappointment. And it deals with people that are going to feel like they got worked over. I think there will be people walking away, and the more that they think about it, I think some of them are going to think he seems a little defective, a little in decline, and maybe like Elon's doing too much. And this union of them is really not him and Vance, but it's more like him and Elon. And I just think some of the people are going to be rubbed very wrongly by that. I didn't think I'd say that. I didn't even think about that, honestly. So I'll leave that there, because I think that answers pretty well. Good question. Thank you so much, Lucy. Okay, let me check the live. Oh, hello. Hello, Arlene. Oh my goodness. Good to see you. Okay, onward, onward, onward. Okay. Okay, Linnea. Okay, my first love, Jerry, active Army, and I are reuniting in February. Let me just... And do I have my love dead? Yeah. This is the Connection Oracle by Trish James. I have good luck with her decks. At least the readings seem to make sense. A lot of times we're not going to know if it makes any sense until that point that we've read about has come and gone, and sometimes that can take months. I've had 3 months go by before that I can remember, before one of the things that can't even remember what it was about now at this point because I've read so many readings. But I've had it take up to 3 months for what I saw to come through happen. So that's another reason why I always say patience is going to be the first thing that every one of our guides is wanting to teach us, especially as we live now in a world where pretty much if you have the money, less so these days, you can get things pretty much on demand. So let me just get back here. Your first love. Oh, Jerry. Active Army and I are reuniting in February. Ooh, in Arlington, Virginia. That's one of there's so many places throughout the United States that I'd love to see. And Virginia and Carolinas, all around through there. And honestly, I'd love to see every state. I really would. I wish I could. So you're going to be in beautiful Arlington, Virginia to spend time together after over 20 years. Will it all go okay? Will we both have safe travels to and from? I get safe travels, yes, just intuitively, but of course we'll put that in. And let's see, let's have a look at that. How will things go for Linnea and Jerry? How does that chat? How does that get together after 20 years? How does that look to go? And if for some reason, I'm way down here with this, if for some reason this deck doesn't pick it up right, because that can happen with some of these specialized decks, I'll just go back to my trusty Rider-Waite and pick it back up. So let's just go. How's that look, guides? And as always, I ask my guides to help me to read accurately and clearly for you guys. Now that is a prayer I never forget to do because I'm always nervous before I go on. It's such a weird thing. It's like I look forward to it because I really enjoy it, but I'm a bit of a introvert, so anyway, let's see. How does it look to go? Let us dial in to Linnea and Jerry. And again, if I'm not saying your name right, I apologize. Don't worry. The guides know who it's for. They're not confused by my shortcomings. All right. How does that look to go for her and Jerry? What does she need to know? And will they have safe travel? How is that going to go for her and Jerry? All right. Now I'm feeling that little groove that I like to feel. A fresh start, a new beginning. Well, that's a tracking, isn't it? All right. I am happy. So fresh start, new beginning. And these cards are so pretty. It's like a sunset color in the background with just like my background that everybody really liked with the daisies on it. I posted up in the community section. That kind of beautiful sunset, sunrise, more like sunset coloring. You can kind of see that. All right, so we're getting that it's a fresh start for you both, a new beginning. All right, and what is it paired with? Weakness, foolishly moment. A moment of weakness. Now, that could be like revealing a little too much, oversharing. That's the feeling I get. But let me just pull the card up because I want to share what it is. Is there a booklet for this? Maybe there's no booklet for it. I guess not. Okay, well, what I'm picking up is more like maybe like oversharing, a moment of weakness. Foolishly Foolishly doesn't make sense. Foolishly moment. No offense, dear Trish, but I'm a little question mark. I'm like the dog tilting their head. But moment of weakness does. So I think that's nervousness because it is, and it has been such a long time. So I think that could be something to just be aware of. Just a moment of weakness. And it could be like oversharing or being nervous. That's what else we get. Transforming, changes. And I should have changed. Now, I don't know if you're going to come away with thinking he should have changed more by now, or maybe I should have changed it way back when, if that's a, passive, more of a thought of the past. But I think what's most important here is transformation or transforming changes. This means it's still happening. It's not done yet. Transforming, is ongoing change. So there's changes going on in each other's lives. That makes sense. And maybe someone's more than the others. It's paired with work it out, work together. I am here to help. So you two may be able to help one another in some way, or maybe you'll know what it is that would help him because they're going through a lot of changes. I feel the thought came to me was like you're being brought together because the uniqueness between you and the trust that is there, and helping someone to make some kind of transforming change. Maybe a relationship failed in the past, and maybe he's going to say something like, "I should have changed. I shouldn't have been this way." We all do that. But I think the sounding board and catching up will be very beneficial to hear back from somebody that you know and trust, even though you've done a lot of, you're in the midst of a lot of change and you've gone through a lot of change. It still looks very good to me. I do think, though, that since it's a fresh new beginning, there's that moment of weakness. There's that moment of feeling a bit, maybe a little nervous, but it's nothing. Let it go. Just let it go and make sure that you breathe because it's going to be okay. So it's like you guys are meant to talk. You're meant to converse. And I feel like there's that very much with the two B's right here. It looks like an involved conversation. It doesn't look dull. It doesn't look like, oh my God, I need to get out of here. It looks like it's an engaged conversation about changes that one has experienced. And we get distance, worlds apart. And I do get a warning of dishonesty here. So, just be aware that if something doesn't seem quite right or sound quite right, it could be that he's exaggerating to try and impress you, or he's just not being completely forthcoming about something. But I do think that you're meant to cross paths. I don't know about more because the warning of the dishonesty and the distance combined, it could be that you're too different also with worlds apart. And it could be that he's not putting, it just occurred to me, in order to impress you, he may not show and let down his guard completely about who he might really be in essence. It might be sometimes people will try to be more than they are to impress someone. And then once they're around that person, that falls and that's not who you got, So I caution against any perhaps serious interest, but that's up to you. These are cards. I would just say I think that you're pretty intelligent, and I think that if you get a sense that something's off, trust it. Fertility, babies around you, birth related, and I get blissful, checked out, I get drugs. So I don't think he's probably too active with substance. I would hope not. But it might just be addiction in a sense of some kind that's with the fertility. Does he have any children? You are nervous. I said it right. Well, I think trust your inner barometer because um, sometimes people try to come back to old acquaintances when they burn bridges. And we don't know. We don't know. So I say, no matter who you are, keeping people at a friendly distance is always a good place to begin until they've earned your trust. Just because you've known them for so long does that people can change a lot. And I don't know if this is about having a lot of children or maybe a lot of addictive types of issues. I'm kind of thinking there could be some addictive thinking, some aspect, no children. So then it's probably whatever brings him bliss, you know? It doesn't necessarily have to be drugs because a lot of people don't use drugs, but they're very addicted to overeating, to sweet tooth, you know? It doesn't have to be that. Let me see what else I get. Two more. Connection beyond just physical. I am here for you. So I don't see a problem with giving him advice. In fact, I think that would be a good thing with that B card. Working, where was that? Let me just work it out, work together. And, I just don't think that maybe not for anything serious, but more friendly, but at yeah. I, if someone tells me there's a warning, yeah, I'd be very careful. And because they can use that against you. It does look like there could be a lot of passion and connection otherwise, but just be careful. There could be very attractive feelings of physical attraction and perhaps mental attraction, humor. But there might be some things underneath the surface, and that dishonesty, warning dishonesty, makes me leery of. But celebrate happy times, and it will be a favorable or good result. So I think you're going to have a good time. And I think there's chemistry, but there may not be 100% honesty. And I can only offer that caution to you. I'm glad. I'm glad that there are no substance there because that can be such a complication. I think it's more, maybe they're addicted to working out all the time. People do that too, or counting calories, or they can be obsessed with washing their hands, so on and so forth. Things like this. You don't, that's not so much an addiction as an obsession, but I'm just trying to offer alternatives. Sorry, I've got I love this new color. It's called Flamingo by MAC. And it gives my warmth there, but some moisture. All right. So it looks good. I just have some concern about maybe not being 100, but I think that there's something that you're meant to meet up with him and discuss because I think you're going to be able to give each other maybe some good advice. And I think you're going to enjoy each other's company more than it looks like more than any issue of what you were warned about the dishonesty. I mean, if he was really problematic, I should have gotten, I think, a lot darker cards because I know that they exist in this deck. Um, and you know, you got good cards with him. He just may not be completely honest about some things, and it might just be nervousness too. We just never know. But I trust that you will figure it out and go there with an open heart and, with care, with your guard, but open, guarded but open. And I think you'll enjoy yourself and have an interesting conversation. I think you will have a good time. And it does look like it will go okay. And maybe the dishonesty could come up, not with him, but maybe in something else of an aspect. Maybe the right waiter doesn't sit you at the right table, or, maybe it's something like that. You just never know. I see the meeting looking good. And I think that there is a spark, that there's chemistry. So, what's not to have fun with? I say go and do it and enjoy yourself and come back and let me know how it went because I think if it were me, I'd go. Okay, that's all the only thing I can say. I would go. I'd be so curious. And I'd love to know what the advice is because I see like your two heads together, like brainstorming and having a good conversation, a good chin wag. Okay. So I think it's going to be just fine. And in fact, I think you'll have a good time, especially with that last card. All right. Outlook on my job for 2025, please. Okay, Lynette. Let's see. I'm going to use, because this will work, the BlackCat Major Arcana deck. Now, the only complaint I have is that it didn't say Major Arcana on here only, but it's okay. Let's see. Oh, they do give you a glossy, colorful pamphlet. Very nice quality. All right. We'll cut them some slack there. And this is who put this together? It's by Halo Publishing. Okay. All right. So let's use this Major Arcana deck, and it's straight out of the box. So we've got to shuffle it up and focus on Lynette, work, her career, 2025. What is the theme? What does she need to be aware of? And I'm asking my guides, my angels, for clarity. 2025. Work for Lynette, her career. How does that look for her? 2025. 2025. Okay, the light is playing with my eyes. 2020. Lynette and work. Can you please show me that for her? What's the advice? Her work. You're getting the star. It's about inspiration and going probably through a dark time to get that inspiration. I hate to be so cliche, but I see a great deal of inspiration that you can gather. And to me, with the star as well, you can aim high. Don't aim low. It looks good, and it puts you also in a place of getting attention. Whether you like it or not, you're getting attention, and it's because your light is showing. We have God's light and within us, and when we are doing what we do best, that we enjoy, that's when that light shines. And so I feel like you're going to be shining your creative light, your joyful light. And I think that's going to attract. God's going to bring, what is for you to you. And it's attention and attention to your work. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Paired with the Hanged Man. Now, there could be some delays, but use that time to see from another perspective and to use that time to not to struggle against it, any kind of a delay, but like I said, to shift perspective. So there might be a slight delay in attention, but I think once you get it, you get it. And that delay, I think, is for a good reason. And I think it's because it would suit you better, or you will gain more attention, positive, after some form of maybe in a delay of sorts, if that makes any sense. Let me look at the live. That deck is cute. Okay. And hello, Gone. I'm so sorry that you lost your pet. I'm so sorry. Your kitty. Oh, God bless you. I'll be praying for you, honey. I know how that feels. We all do, and we all give you our love. I'm so... God bless you. All right, so it does look like it could also be that with a change of perspective, you're going to be drawing attention to yourself as well. No matter how you kind of twist that around, a change in perspective is going to bring, I think, attention. It's going to cause people to stop and look and to think. So stopping and making people think might be part of the theme of 2025. What can you catch their attention with? Oh, honey, I'm sorry. No problem. You get the Chariot, so you will progress. You are not going to be stalled. It's kind of like after either I really think it could be like you are getting people to look from a different perspective, and this will get more people to pay attention, and you kind of get in the spotlight, and you make progress. There is movement. And with your determination, you can progress toward goals. That's the whole point of the Chariot. So I see you moving toward goals. And the Sun, it's really positive. And the spotlight once again comes back to you. And I think what you sow, you reap. It's a real time of growth and movement and progress with your work, with your job. Whatever you set yourself into. I see the spotlight. I see progress and getting people to see things from another perspective as being very, very key for 2025. It looks very good for you work-wise. Let me just draw two more. Oh, you get Judgment. And again, you know how I said with the Sun, what you reap, you sow? Well, I have a tendency to do that when I'm tracking. But here's you sowing what not sowing, reaping what you sow, and leveling up in awareness as well. There's a new awareness, and maybe that's what you're bringing in with the Hanged Man, that different perspective. You can actually help people to shift their awareness. That's really interesting. You have really bad anxiety when it comes to, oh yes, I have generalized anxieties just generally, so I can appreciate it. About doing a good job, yeah, I get hung up on that too, and I can make myself miserable. And that does us no good at all. And the Magician, there's the confidence and communication. You are going to be you're just something about the way that you can make others perceive or help them to see things from a different perspective. That you're going to manifest, I think, your goals. I think what ideas you've had, you're going to direct into manifestation. Now, that's really good because you do get that progression card of going for it with the chariot. You're moving, and realization of goals and communication and being, also hold people to account, you know, be the good example because the light is on you. And this is all about you shining your light, your God light, your special light of divine light that is within you, that is uniquely you. And you will draw that which is coming, that needs to come to you. And it looks like this is the year for that. It's okay. You're going to do just fine. You got the sun. That's joy. I think you're going to find that the cards are light and bright. The star, the sun, nothing to be afraid of. It looks to me like, and movement, you're going to feel like, I'm in the groove. So this is like, when you get like, if you're ever like, how it is when you're cleaning or something and you get in a groove and you just can't stop, or if you get in a book or you're just doing something and it's like, no, man, I got to see this through, or watching a film even. You're going to be enjoying it and making a difference. And this is part of what you're meant to do here. It's part of your purpose. So it's awesome. And so you just do you. And if you're nervous, and do like I do. I'm sure you already do. Do your prayers, your spiritual communication, and breathing exercises, and just relax with it. It looks really good. And keep me in the loop, because that's a really good, sensible, reading. It all made sense. And I think Artist Liz is right. You've got this. And that's what these cards are saying. It's your time to shine. Don't put don't put a basket over your head, shine your light. Shine your light at work. Give them say what your ideas are, so on and so forth. They need a different perspective. Okay? And you can help them think differently, out of the box. Okay. Arla, will I find a good job now that I have finally graduated? All right, I'm going to continue to use this BlackCat Major Arcana deck. And let's see what we get. Well, Arla, let me give this a good shuffle. Does she have a good job coming yet on the horizon? Sorry, I'm just gonna... Did I turn that off? Oh, good. Okay, I did. The psychic heat is starting to build. Okay. Does Arla have a good job in her future now that she's graduated? Asking my guides. All right. Oh, that's still the two cards. It's a small deck, so I need to shuffle it just a little bit better. Okay, well, Arla, find a good job on her horizon. Is that on her timeline now that she has graduated? What's the advice for her to get a good job? What is the advice? So I'm asking my guides and yours, Arla, what's the advice for her in order to get a good job now that she's put in the work to graduate? Okay, we're getting the Emperor. It's about confidence and self-mastery with the Emperor, okay? It really looks like Bear. Bear has a white star. Not quite that pronounced, but she has a little white star on her chest. Really looks like her little face. Anyways, it is all about self mastery and confidence, not bogus confidence, but real confidence. So, this would, to me, if we were just going to go yes, no, would be a definite yes. And it shows an emperor. This could be an older male that could look to hire you. And well, I do get the tower. Now, there could be something that they've gone through that's unexpected and that they're having to rebuild again. There is some unexpected change. And I don't know that it's necessarily for you, but it might be, I don't know, with your. The emperor can also be the father, but we're asking about your work. So I'm going to say that there's an older male here that's popping up in the picture. It still is your job about self mastery that still goes for you, and confidence as being the advice. But I also feel that there's an older male here that's probably married or had kids and stuff, that's a business person. And they might be going through a significant change. With the tower, this is disruption, and they have to rebuild. And we get the moon. There are some things that are hidden or that may not be completely transparent. There's more like, I think, uncertainty, especially with that tower. He doesn't know. I think this man's had his confidence shaken. And I'm not quite sure why we're being shown this, but somehow he's significant. So just put it on your mental shelf. All right. And what's paired with that uncertainty is justice. It could be that somebody just ruined their trust. Maybe they stole from the job or something like that, and he didn't expect that. It could have put him in a tough spot. But I feel like with the moon and justice, he's hoping that he's choosing well. And with you, you would reflect back to him the same values, I would say. And he might even be in some form of litigation because of this. Let me just see my live. We get the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, I feel like there's change coming though. And movement. And it's moving you forward. He might be like a foot in the door, for good experience. And I get strength. Yes. This is showing true strength. And that is, again, about self-moderation. And self-mastery is the emperor. Self-moderation and gentle strength is the card of strength, the lady and the lion. And it's paired with the Wheel of Fortune. So this, I think it's a matter of a man finding you trustworthy. And he may have, like I said, gone through some kind of a legal issue within his work, within the job that he would offer. And so he might be like scared to trust. I do see the devil. Okay, now don't freak. And the world. So again, I do think someone took advantage of his trust in a very, very significant fashion. And I think that you would be, just to be aware that if you do meet someone like this, you would have to be like earning the trust of this guy. But if you do, it might be that step in the right door initially for what you can learn. But this devil in the world, I want some clarity on that. I'm getting the star. I think that's his hope and your hope. Um, and the world's also a completion. I think he's hoping he's done with being taken advantage of or being oppressed. And I'm sure that you pretty much also hope for a decent person. And the Empress. So the Star and the Empress are very good. Um, I think you might meet someone, like I've said, that you would be working for that might have endured some sort of wrong, that they're working on building trust again. This is a meant, often when I get the Wheel of Fortune, it's something you are meant to experience, to go through. You're being pulled in that direction. And I think you might restore this gentleman's trust in people again that he can hire. Because I also get the abundance with the Empress. That's really good. And I get the Star. You have, you know, you are looked up to. There is positive light on you, and you are not the darkness. And he sees you as someone that is helpful, that can build and maybe rebuild trust. It may have been, it may have even been a woman that did it. I don't know. You're going to be a teacher. That's interesting. Maybe it's a principal or some male that would be hiring you. And would be older. Maybe he's had issues with some of the people that he's hired. There's the moon. He has that uncertainty. But I see you doing well. I see you doing well. And it might be also this Justice card, when it was with the moon, it might also be that he has to trust his instincts with you, because you will do fine. With Empress and the Star, I think you would be like a favorite. I think the kids would resonate with you, get along with you. But there's a male that I think you're going to come across in this effort that I think might have some uncertainties for some reason. He kind of gives off the energy of a kind of a smacked puppy in a way, kind of like, ugh. And I don't mean that to be mean, but it's just like he's uncertain about trusting. And maybe he's just had a bad experience with younger people or people that have come in. Maybe it's, kind of something that he needs to work on as well, because I see you doing well with the Empress and the Star. You will find, if it's not with him, it will be somewhere where you are valued and looked up to, and where I think that as a woman with that Empress card, you can show that nurturing and creativity. There are. And, my parents were both teachers, and their complaints were always not about the students, but about, well, frankly, colleagues, and some of those that were their superiors, so to speak. So I'm thinking maybe there was some, politics there, so to speak, work politics. There's always that kind of clashing of maybe personalities or something. But I see you, wherever you end up, I swear, there's going to be a good one or a good fit, because the Empress and the Star, that's what you want. And I think you're going to be happy there. And maternally, that with the kids, that cultivating creativity and compassion and teaching them that. Oh, I love it. I love it. And it looks like with the Star, like these kids, I think, would remember you as a teacher. You would be a memorable one. I remember Mrs. So and so or Miss So and so. I think you're going to be a favorite. I do. And I think it's because They're going to feel that they can trust you and open up to you. There's warmth. And for you, I think also there's independence in the fact with that Empress that you will be, feeling it out, feeling these, sensing what these kids need, like a mom, does, tuning in, using your divine feminine and that self-mastery of the Empress. There's, also self-mastery within the Emperor, but the Empress is also where she's sharing. Emperor, not so much. Children are, and I've taught as an aide, and I did reading, and I loved it. I would love to go back and do that again. The kids were a blast, and you are going to be memorable. And that just, okay, I'm not going to get all hormonal and emotional, but it looks really good. Just be mindful if you come across an older fellow that might be a bit, maybe it's how you're going to feel about him, but I see you landing in a place that you're going to do just fine. And these kids are going to be blessed to have you, truly. And these kids need people like you now. They need you. I can't stress that enough. All right, Shirley Artman. Great last name. Will all my health issues subside? Oh, bless. And return to good health. Okay, let me just go over to the live questions. I say I have to bounce between the start and the live chat. All right, let me get a different deck. We'll give our kitty cat deck a rest, but that was fun. I really enjoyed using this as a clarifier. And just for doing a reading. Gonna remember that. I need to review a lot of decks. I really do. It's something that needs to happen. All right, let me see. You know what I'm drawn to? You guys. I also got Lightworker's deck. Let's try that, Shirley. It's gorge. It really is. You know how I love pinks and blue. Well, I love all colors. I do. I love all colors. I am if anything, I'm addicted to color. And it says, you are the oracle. Oh, shucks. You can't see it because it's so bleached out from the light. It says, you are the oracle. And it's true. These bodies are what inhibit our knowing. And it's kind of when we can kind of wiggle over that we receive that, when we're out of our bodies and we're dreaming. That's why I think when we meditate, we can kind of, anyway, let me think on Shirley Artman, your health, my love. And I have my candle lit over here. I should have taken a picture of it. It's really cute. It looks like an old-fashioned milk bottle. And it's milk and honey candle, and it smells divine, really does. And so I like that pretty much at least every other day, if not every Sunday. And definitely prior to my lives. And I'm lifting you up, Shirley. I know it's hard. So let's just take a look, Shirley. Let's just take a look. Will all Shirley's health issues subside? And will she be restored to good health? That was my wound vac if you heard it, but usually this mic pretty well blocks it. these cards are easy to shuffle. They're matte. Again, this is the Light Worker, Work Your Light. I'm sorry. Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. And it has a black and white, pamphlet that goes with it, booklet. The cards are really nice. Not too big. I can actually, and they're not too stiff. I can shuffle these. Okay. So I'm focusing on Shirley Artman. Shirley Artman. Shirley Artman. Her health. What can you tell us about Shirley's health? We want to know, is it going to improve? Is she going to get better and be restored to health? Is that ahead of her? What does she need to know with regarding her health? Shirley Artman. And I'll try this deck and see how it does, Shirley. If not, and if it doesn't seem to be, meeting my needs, I will switch out. Okay, Keepers of the Earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Now, this is the problem with the green screen. This has a person in prayer, and they're surrounded by spirit. And there's an angel you can kind of see in the background. So it's saying, you have angels around you. You're not alone, and your prayers are being heard. You've also got the cougar and elephant next to you in this card, okay, and the moon, and then there's an ancestor above you, and you get, what are you clinging to? And this is called the crumbling. Okay, there's something that has to give way and that you need to let go of. All right. So let me just take a look at those, and then you get Mintonkan, longing for home, belonging to the original light workers. Okay. And Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. This to me looks like, you would be released from the confines of poor health. But let me just take a look also with the booklet on what it says about the crumbling. And of course, there's no numbering on. Why do they do that? Why? All right. Let me just see here. The ever unfolding. Oh, hey, there is. This helps. Okay, so the crumbling is to do with boundaries. That's interesting. Number 40. Okay. This is like a puzzle. That's why it's always interesting. You don't always give up on it until you see what it tries to say. Okay, so there's something about boundaries. All right, and we have Keepers of the Earth. What you should be clinging to is your guides, your ancestors. I'm sure you are. But let's just take a look. There's something that you need to let go of, in other words. We all get this. And let me just check for the other one, Mintonkan. Okay, and that one is a transmission card. That one is 116. Okay, what's Keepers of the Earth? That's, oh, I see what they've done. This is a little bit different. Okay. Action cards. That's not an action card. Let's see here. Keepers of the Earth is an activation card. 100. And which one was this? 40. All right, let's take a look. And if these don't, then I'm just going to whip out the Rider-Waite. But I wanted to give these a spin for you. Let's see. Let's give it a shot. because sometimes can be interesting. All right. What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? I think the fear of not getting well, which is understandable. Um, there is a shift happening right now. Uh, isn't there always? Where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, you know, I think even in our health, is destined to tumble down. It's happening to bring you back home to who you truly are, Shirley, both individually and to society as a whole. Okay? So that you can live a life that is in alignment with who you are. All right? And it says when you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Yes, it can. I don't know. This is kind of working for me, addressing a possible the health matters. And it's saying to have faith because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. Okay, I like this. Not that, you have to go through this, but surely I feel like it's saying a yes, that this is an important, difficult journey because of what it brings out in you. And that is helping you to become more aligned with your true spiritual light and putting aside a lot of the BS of the world, which I'm sure you have done inside and out, backward and forward, parallel parked it, and I don't know what else. But it's not for nothing, okay? And it's making sense. So let me just continue with the blurbs here for you, okay? Okay. So have faith that, like I said, that the difficult times, excuse me, will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in that fire, in the fire. Okay? You are being called to surrender, to put down your fears, to put down your fear of not getting well. I've had to do this. It's very, very hard. So I don't say this to you lightly because I still deal with it. And, it's taken me years with these sores, but I am gradually healing. And I think you're going to heal as well. Just going to take the time that it needs to take, I guess. But you're being called, Shirley, to surrender your fears and to stop trying to hold it all together, girl. To loosen your grip, to surrender it to God, so to speak, to let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go of trying to control this, the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend that everything is okay? You have what it takes to allow what is falling away to tumble and fall, to let go of what no longer serves you. Once the tower has crumbled, you will be able to rebuild your home on solid ground, rebuild your life on solid ground. With mighty foundations and a view that is so magnificent it will take your breath away each morn. Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Lay it all on their altar. They can hold it all. What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? All right. That was, I think, needed probably. Let me just go with Keepers of the Earth for you. 100. So it's to cease resisting, just go with it and know that you will be healed, that this is a test, and you will come out from this, but you will go through you're going through the difficult fire. Okay. Keepers of the Earth. Let's see, that's 100. Oh, that's much easier. I'm so glad when they make it easier to just look it up. Okay. And this is, you are not alone. This is also to remind you, Shirley, that you're not alone. Even though nobody else can understand it, the only ones that would be your spirit guides, because they know exactly how you feel. You are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of spiritual helpers in this world and on the earth who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That is an honor for them to do so. And sometimes we get so used to, no, I can't dare let someone help me, that we forget that it is an honor and a privilege to be allowed to help someone else out. It is good karma. It is good for people to do that. And sometimes we need to step back from trying to be able to be super person and do it all and allow others to have the privilege of helping us. And truly give them that opportunity to help you, because there's important things that come from that. And in that surrender of allowing others to help you, okay? You are not a burden. You just need help. It's like we all do. The keepers of the earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you, okay? They bow at your feet and thank you for waiting and for wanting to stand for them, to devote your life to protecting the earth in your own unique way. And it is time to increase your capacity to receive support. That goes so well with the crumbling. Letting go and receiving is the lesson. All right? You have to humble yourself to receive. And I'm sure that's not easy, especially when we're not well. We just can't, we want to do it ourselves, you know? It's frustrating. Okay. But, here we go. It is time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. Okay, they are speaking to the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or people flocking to help you, and your work. I'd say your health. That's a huge issue, right? The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive that help, that support, and feeling like, no, you know, I have to do this or I'm not doing enough. You have done enough, they've said. Now you need to learn to receive and to let go and receive the help. It's important for these people. I think by helping you, they will help others in the future be better because they helped you. You helped them to become better caregivers. Okay? That's something that I was taught when I was pregnant and going through this. I was getting very frustrated. Anyways, they hadn't seen a pregnant paraplegic before, so I was quite the thing, you know, they wanted to learn from. So sometimes you also have things to teach them. I'm sure that you do. And this will help these people, better people. The only thing that is stopping you again is your capacity, allowing yourself to receive help. You deserve to be rewarded for what you're doing and all that you've done. You do not need to go it alone, and you are not. Call upon the keepers of the earth, that's spirit team and those that are incarnate, to help you and your mission to return to good health. Open your heart and your mind, Shirley. to receiving more than you ever thought possible. Not just good health, but good well-being, which includes good health. But it's more than just good health. You can have good health and be a jerk. Well-being is having good health and good spirit, good mind, body, the whole smorgasbord. Okay? So this isn't small potatoes. You deserve to be rewarded. You deserve not to be alone, Call upon the keepers and ask them for their help. Open your heart and mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. With that kind of support, what do you need? Call it in right away. You don't need to hold off in asking. And I'm sure you have been praying and asking. But really, their advice is to surrender, to let go, and to know that you will get better, that you will get more than just better if you can let go of fearing that if you don't do this a certain way and get it done by a certain time, and this is not the way it's best, let it go. So hold the card on your heart and this keeper of the earth and say, I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life, my work, and I call it in now, and include any other specific requests. And you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Draw to the people that are going to help you come to well-being and restoration of health, the doctors and the friends and the support that you need. Focus on that rather than on fearing that, So when you go to a place of fear, go to a place of hope. Go to a place of countering it with asking and knowing that your guides are there, and it will come to you. Now, the unbound and I think, longing for home, belonging, I think is you coming into your own. And yes, you unbound from the confines of poor health. I do think it will be restored. Releasing soul patterns, thinking too small, contracts and past lives. Remember, the other one, the crumbling, let that certain stuff go. All the negative, all the fearful stuff, that which doesn't serve you. And I feel like the Mintanken, and I'm not Mintanken, is going to be you finding belonging and the original light workers, finding you're more of an answer that is beyond just good health. There's something very spiritual that comes with this, and you just need to be opening to it and receiving, willing to receive it and see it through that vein. Okay, Shirley? So yes, I do see that, but I hope that you will put down the baggage, open the heart, expand it to away from the fear and to the light workers, your ancestors, your spiritual mentors. And keep in touch, because I see yes, but it's more than that. You can have more than just good health. All right? That was a good deck. All right. Now we have Gina. Okay. Will my recent actions at work diffuse this situation? All right. Let's see. Let's take a look with, I know, we'll go ahead and we'll try the Citadel, the Fantasy Oracle. This one, okay, I might have to use the booklet for. All right, let me try this with Gina. Has Gina managed to divert or diffuse a situation at work? Gina managed to diffuse a situation at work. Gina, has she diffused a situation at work? Did her actions cause like a diversion, a settling down of a situation? Will it help? I want to give these a good shuffle because it's a new deck. Let's see what we get. Gina. At work, as she helped to diffuse a heated situation. Right, I forgot to click over onto the live questions. All right, let's see what we get for you. I'm getting the Pilgrim, opportunities and growth. I like that. So we see the lantern, we see the light. And that's what my milk jug kind of looks like, except for it's the milk jug candle. That's kind of trippy for a minute. And it's a candle, so it's lit. I think maybe. Okay, the Pilgrim, opportunities and growth. And we have the Acolyte, new projects and learning. And it's holding some sort of a, it looks like an urn or like pottery. No, it's the sun rising out of like a vase. Oh, that is so pretty. The lines are really, yeah, this is one that I would have to use the camera directly on without the green screen. Okay, and let's pull two more. The King, control, yes, reversal of fortune. All right, so there's control with the King. All right, let's see what else we get. And the Air, unseen potential hesitation. Yes, I think it did. Right there with the hesitation and the King. The aspect of control and new projects, communities growth. Let's just do a real quick spin through this deck and see what it's like. Oh my goodness. The inside has like a little map of this fantasy realm. This is too cute. All right. And it does have the contents. Good. Okay, so Pilgrim and Acolyte. Let's see. Quick reading guide. Yes, that's what I need. All right. Acolyte, new projects learning, just like it had there. Well, that's just exactly, okay. All right, so that's 54, but at least it gives me the page. And the Pilgrim. Where is the Pilgrim? There's also the Spy Master in here. This might be good for reading on you-know-who. Okay. Oh, quite a few here. Okay, so let's just see. The Pilgrim, opportunities growth. Yeah, 104. 100 and 104. Okay. This way we can just jump over to it. And it's a nice booklet. Oh, it's very nice. It does have color, but it's not glossy. Okay. Okay. Let's see, wait a minute. Okay, that one was right, but this one was the wrong number. Okay, there's the Pilgrim, the Acolyte. Oh, duh. 56. Okay. Thanks for being patient. New deck, but this is a great way to learn it. Okay, the Acolyte and the Pilgrim. Well, I'm going to read you the Pilgrim first. The lantern swings in the darkness. So you're like the light in the darkness, shedding light along the path. Let's see. Pilgrim has been walking for so long they no longer remember where they are headed or where they've come from. The road is long and yields many lessons and exciting discoveries. At the same time, they never stop long enough to appreciate them. So, like the pilgrim, you've been so busy focusing on your destination that you're missing out on the journey itself. Learn to enjoy not just the finish line, but also the process that comes with the journey. I'd say you're doing just fine. Celebrate the smaller achievements along the way. So this makes me think, yes, that's even a small achievement here. And with lighting, showing people the way, and I think being an example as well, whether you know it or not, is showing an appropriate reaction. So there's opportunities. Let's see, acolyte. Okay. So this is, even if it feels like you're not making progress, it may be time to think about learning something new, expanding your horizons. Da, 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 da. Beyond the awe-inspiring hush of the temple is a rush of productivity. Students in ill-fitting robes rush past, arms full of books, or sit in quiet rows as they study their scriptures. Let's see. Under the priest's wise guidance, the acolyte is eager to begin their journey of learning. They fear that they'll never be good enough to step into their role ahead of them. Even so, they are excited for the world that is opening up around them. They are determined to embrace it with conviction. You know, I feel like, yes, I do. Just like those may or may not fit you, but just in seeing the card of the king and the control and the air, which is hesitation, I think that it probably did divert. You were able to control and shift to, and it shows wisely, the wise one. So I think whatever you did was wise. Maybe there's somebody new that's learning new things. I don't know. Hi, Sean. But it looks to be like it did work because you're taking control, put some kind of hesitation in someone's step, and it was wise. And it will help with, I don't know, creativity and productivity. There's kind of an accent on keeping productive, keeping things going, rather than things getting off track. So I'm going to say yes, because you shined a light, I think, on keeping working, keeping going, and looking at something else, causing some kind of hesitation. Okay? Let's pull a few more with this deck. I'm just curious. The captain, taking command, teamwork. Yes. The tailor, attention to detail. Attention, direction. Yes. I think your effort to direct their attention elsewhere basically worked. Okay? A fancy way to say yes. It worked. All right. Okay, Artist Liz, do I see if your health and finances will get better this year? All right. Let's try the regular tarot to see if we can get a look at the finances. That's the only thing. This thing could be a little bit. There we go. Get in there. I don't want to crunch things up. Let's go. Well, I'll just use the regular tarot. All right. Your health and your finances improving this year. So let's see. Artist Liz, her health and finances. Will they be better this year, 2025? How does that look for Liz? What do you advise? Health and finances for Artist Liz. Will they be better this year? Okay. Well, I'm getting the Knight of Pentacles. This could be something, that's going to take effort. It's not fast moving, but slow moving, and it's an attention to detail. And your health as well. And you get abundance. Yay! Yes. Yes on both. Oops. She's looking very green there. Okay, she's in her summer mode. I say yes. That's just so cut and dry, so perfect. It could take time though, because that Knight of Pentacles is slow and very detail oriented and careful, cautious. And to me, it's going to take you across the finish line. So I say yes. That is great. We do get the Knight of Swords. These are ideas, I think, maybe a download almost coming to you. And there's a great deal of a emotive charm or effect. I think that feels right. You got 3 nights. So there's a lot of activity going to happen this year. Now, the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving. So these are like ideas, thoughts. Like I said, it could be a download coming to you, and it would speak to relationships, emotions, maybe emotional health as well. It could also be intuitive downloads. That's really interesting. And look, there's that healthy lion, and the catechus, right? I might not be saying that correctly, but the 2 snakes. Just use self-moderation, okay? That's the name of the game with the strength card. That's the way to it. It's balance and nothing in extreme, the middle path. You can, being mindful and careful with that Knight of Swords is going to pay off. And I think honoring also the thoughts and your intuitive practices, journaling. I'm seeing you writing a lot, allowing that flow, because I think that you're going to have like this flow moving through you of stuff that you're just going to want to write. So, yes, you definitely have that. And I think there's a creative energy coming that you will get a lot out of download wise. So I say yes and yes from what you're picking up or with the cards. Okay, I think that's really good. Please, again, keep me in the loop. Okay, now we're on to Latrice. Then we have Niru and Kim Buck, Isabel, and Rain Mountain. Okay. All right. So Latrice, will my husband get the job tomorrow? Prayers up, prayers up, prayers up. Please, please. All right, let's take a look. We'll give this a good shuffle. I'm just going to go ahead and use the regular Rider-Waite deck. Okay. Sorry if that makes a horrible noise on there. Trying not to. All right. Will Latrice's husband get the job tomorrow? Will Latrice's husband get this job that he is going for tomorrow? Will the job be Latrice's husband's? Will he get it? Please show me clearly. Don't muck me around. Please, please, please. Not that I'm trying to be cheeky, but please make it clear. Is he going to get this job tomorrow? Latrice's husband. I think so. The Knight of Wands. That looks very promising. paired with the Wheel of Fortune. I tend to think that luck will be on his side. This looks good. This would indicate positive outcome, positive luck, and change coming. And there's enthusiasm. You know, there's, you know, there's a upbeat mood. All right, so I say yes. And I think that there might be more than one position that he might fit or be offered. So that's possible. If he has anything that he's confused about, he should get it clarified, because sometimes that Seven of Cups can be a little bit of confusion. But I think that there's more than one possible offer, because it's next to the Knight of Cups, which is coming with an offer. So I think so. And him being watchful. And I think paranoid about not getting it with the Five of Pentacles. But the Eight of Wands and the, paying attention to intuition, maybe your input, if you're a Queen of Cups, I don't know. But it's going to go in a better direction here with that Six of Swords. And going, from the choppy water to the smoother water gradually, and the Lovers. So there's choices, a partnership, agreement. I believe so. And he might have a choice. He might have a choice what they might offer him. I'm glad that made sense to you, Gina. And Shan, I wanted to say hi. Artist Liz said, I started writing a book and painting a new series, Goddesses. Oh, I'm here for it. Take my money. I'm also psychic, empath, and do readings. Well, you're very ill, babe. I'm so sorry. And looking to find better doctors, autoimmune diseases. I think this is going to be a good year for you. Those cards were just, I mean, like I couldn't have tried to get better cards for you that way, because just make sure that you're TLCing yourself, and I'm sure with autoimmune disease and probably being someone that's had to deal with chronic illness, that you know how to do that. So Latrice, it does look like your husband's going to get it, and maybe even more than one. They might ask him if he would prefer something. I don't know, because it looks like there might be more than one offer, or there might be something he gets to decide upon, a choice. So let us know. That looks good. According to the cards, it looks like he should. Okay, it looks positive. Okay, so Niru, I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. Will my daughter, Soni, find her soulmate soon? All right. Let me just try. Should I use this one? I think I'll go ahead and use this one. Yes, no. Let's see. Yes, no. Will Niru's daughter find her soulmate soon? Let me just shuffle these really good. And then we have Kim, Isabel, and Rain Mountain. You guys have been great. I appreciate those of you that have hung around and had me on the background while you hang out or fall asleep. I don't mind that. If you just wanted to say thank you for watching, for having my video on. I appreciate it very much. Okay, now I feel it clear and focus in on Sani. I hope I'm saying her name right. But don't worry, because even if I'm not, Spirit knows who I mean. Okay. Will she find her soulmate soon? Are they on the way? Will she cross paths with her soulmate soon? What is the advice from our spiritual guides for Sunny and her soulmate? Will she meet them soon? You're a good mom. Well, there she is, looking and waiting. And there's decisions also with this card that she has to make. And it looks like she has a great deal of opportunity yet. I also wonder about travel. All right, let's see what else she gets. That's interesting. She gets 2 and 2. So there's fluctuation, and I feel like there's travel. There's with the 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. It's also showing me that it's been maybe up and down, like drama, maybe big ups, big highs, big lows. But I also see ships on the sea back here. And you can't see it there, but there are ships on the sea. And this is about waiting for, I think, the right one, you know? Not just going with the one who shows you interest, because they might be the worst. So I see her open. I do see that she's open. So that's good. She's not closed off. And watchful. But I see with the sword, I like that she has the sword because it's, again, using discernment, not accepting a fool. And the soulmate is worth waiting for. And I feel like there's a person, yes, with the 6 of Pentacles, there's help. There's maybe some help in meeting him or them. Or it could be through helping someone. She's going to cross paths with them because the person has the what do you call the weight, the scales. So they have to wait for that perfect the timing to be right. And there is something about receiving and giving. And I feel like this man might be very generous, hearted, a good heart, somebody that cares about other people. And I feel like she will see this, and she's looking for that kind of thing. Someone who would be compassionate and isn't stingy. The Wheel of Fortune, she's going to draw the person fated, I feel like, to her. There's something about her, what is her fate coming towards her. But she will have to make a decision. She's got another 2. That's the third 2 that she's gotten. She might have to make a decision, and it could have to also do with travel may come up. Now, if she gets that opportunity through travel, even if it's just local, like travel to another town or village, I think that's important to do. And it might be through this help that she opens up to that possibility. And I think she's waiting also. She's not accepting a fool in place of who is destined for her. There's the 3 of Swords, there's the hardship and the broken heart. And I think maybe she's hardworking, caring, compassionate, probably likes animals, loving. And I do see that I feel like there's been having negative uh, attention, or out people breaking her heart, maybe cheating on her, not having somebody that's worth it. And so she's not going to do that again. And I get it. But I see healing from that brokenheartedness. Someone was a real cheat here. And I don't like that. And she knows that she's worth better. So this is kind of like I'm going to pull back and withdraw. I'm going to lick my wounds, as they say, or I'm going to heal. And I'm going to just pull back so I can do that. And then I see a man. And I feel like he's generous. The Six of Coins, where I saw the man giving, being more of not just a taker, but he's giving. He's giving to the poor, to the needy. And I wonder if this is him. Sorry about it not showing up as clearly. And let me just learn a little bit more about him here. Then she opens up. Then she will release the restriction. I think she will know. But it will take time. And this will be the proper balance, neither too much of a giver or a taker. A nice balance. He can give and take. He can also receive. That's really important. So I say yes. She will meet them, but only when it's time. And I see her not because she's been hurt. She's doing the healing, but I feel like she's going to come back out when it's time, because this person is destined for her. And I feel like he's balanced. It's showing me that he's balanced, and he's going to help her to put away negative thinking about herself, and to think beyond limitations. I think for her, she's had there's great deal of competition, so she kind of pulls back and is more of a hermit, or pulls. And I think he might also have more of that kind of a personality, that more of an introvert, and kind of a quiet type. I'm so sorry. I just hate that, Niru. But she has a lovely person coming. And I see that, as she's been, kind of disconnected, understandably, because you don't want to make the effort and get hurt. But I feel like she's going to come. He'll draw her out of her shell. She's going to meet someone else, yes. And there's the planning, there's the new goal, not a new goal, but she's planning, and there's going to be a new path, and where she takes the risk with this one, because she's going to know, as she's met him, I think she'll see whether or not he's trustworthy or not, and I think that she will see that he is. And she's got to work on her boundaries, because she's still healing. And it's okay. She needs to take the time to heal, and she needs not to be in any rush, because that healing's more important than her meeting someone. And chances are, at this time, she wouldn't meet that person until they're free to cross paths with her. So let her know that person's out there. They just both, he could be traveling right now. Maybe he wouldn't be free at this moment to meet with her, because I think he could be traveling. But I see their paths crossing, and I see him as a King of Pentacles, someone that's good at give and take. And I think he will cause her to open her heart to trust again. So you just tell her it's okay to take her time. But just to know that just as she exists, he exists. And there's someone not unlike herself. I think he's a quiet fellow and prefers maybe books, keep to himself sort of thing. And he's there, and their paths will cross. And I think he'll help her to realize that there are good men out there, because there are. Okay. Tell her to work on her healing and work on boundaries and on her self-esteem. That's what she can be working on until she meets him, and just to keep focused on that and to focus on having a good time when she does go out to do something. Let it not be about, will I meet so and so? Focus on, will I have a good time? Well, I hope I have a good time no matter if I meet someone or not. And that should be the focus, because then she's not going to put herself under that weird pressure. And when we are confident and when we are smiling and we're laughing and we're having a good time, that's when we're our most attractive. So, she just needs to nurse her wounds. She'll get through it, and she will end up crossing paths with the right person when that time is right. I see a King of Pentacles. I don't know if she's an earth sign or not. He might be an earth sign too. If not, I just see very, I think, kind of quiet, maybe a bit more introverted type, and kind. Not a show off. Not a show off. Not in that way, anyhow. Okay, so yes, I do see that coming for her. Maybe not soon, because I do see that there's healing, but you let her know when when his path opens up and hers, it'll happen, because there's the Wheel of Fortune, there's destiny. All right? Okay. All right, Kim. Do you see me being successful in my sewing business or moving on to something else? Thank you. All right, let's try the other. Oh, I'm going to try this Rider Waite version with the keywords, just to get a different, fresh deck, so to speak, for the next couple readings. Then after you, Kim, we have Isabel, and we have Rain Mountain. All right, this deck is much more stiff. All right, but let me just tune in. Kim Buck. All right, Kim Buck. Is her sewing business going to be successful, or is she going to go in a new direction with something different? Is her sewing business going to be successful? And again, I want to thank all of you that have managed to stick around. I appreciate it. And we're right at about the 2-hour and 8-minute mark. That's good. We did really well. So Kim Buck. Let me see clearly, please, guides. Let me read for everyone. Always clearly. Help me with my fuddy-duddiness. Will Kim's sewing business be successful, or does she need to try something new? Please show us so I can relate to her clearly what it is. Does her business with sewing work out, or should she go in a new direction? Okay. Oh, nose is itchy, but the antihistamines are working. Okay, I do get the Hermit. So this is looking deeply at what brings you joy. What is what is you? Unique for you. Self-reflection, introspection, contemplation, solitude, and a search for self. Okay. And the answer is With the this is interesting. With the Hermit, it's unknown. Okay. So it's like a maybe, but it's with the Two of Cups. So there could be a partnership. There could be something with a partnership, unity, partnership, attraction, connection, close bonds, joining forces. Mutual respect. Oh my God. And it's the same, maybe unknown answer. I cannot believe it. Okay, the Hermit is in earth and the Two of Cups is in water, of course. I think it's dependent on what feels good to you. Do you feel too alone? Do you want to be around others more? Maybe if you feel like you've spent too much time on your own, and it could be that you might want to bring other people into your sewing business or into a new business of some kind. But I see what sings to your soul. If it's sewing, I think that's great. But I think that there's also looking at possible partnerships. Oh, let me go over. Duh. Ah, so she is a Virgo. She could meet a Capricorn or another Taurus or a Virgo. I think there's a good chance then that Nero, that sorry, Kim, that she'll meet an Earth sign, a male, adult male Earth sign. So that could be something as a clue. All right. So I see it's really up to you, and it's really up to what speaks to you. But are you lonely? Because I do get the Hermit and the Two of Cups. And it makes me think that if you feel like, okay, I get a bit bored working on my own, it would be sure nice to have a companion. Maybe you could bring someone in as a helper. I get the Five of Swords here, and I get the need, and then I get like two no's. So I don't know. I tend to think that the sewing business you might need to work with other people more. It might be better for you to work with other people. I don't know if you're working with other people now, but I'm feeling like there could be an aspect here, or maybe where if you've been working with other people, maybe you would work better on your own. It could be that if you're working with others, the income that you bring in with your business, would be less. And it could also be here that I don't know if the person's very there's like financial loss connected to both the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. Oh, I have been depressed due to losing my oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Okay, this makes sense. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. And I get that too. All right. Let's see what looks okay. That makes sense. I say get a new perspective. Allow yourself to have a delay. It's all right. Okay. And this is like waiting and uncertainty. And it can be like a lack of direction. And, this is about rebuilding with the tower. This, you're like you said, this has leveled you. And it's time to rebuild upon what sings to your spirit. And you may not know what that's going to be until this process of grief is more worked through. And it's okay, Kim, to be working through this because this is just simply what has to be done. And I see you working through that. Okay. But because you have the tower here with it, it makes me think that something new might be in order, something that lifts your spirit. Because the tower is a time, hi, Ron. The tower is a time for letting go of old things that haven't worked out or that need to be let go of. It's if it doesn't serve you, you need to release it and rebuild. It helps you to start again. So I'm really leaning more toward maybe looking at new things. If nothing more, it might just give you the inspiration that you need. So I think this delay serves a purpose in getting a different perspective and looking at new things, looking at rebuilding your life on a foundation of truth. Your spiritual truth, the truth of what makes you happy, what will be pleasing. And I do get your father. There's the emperor, there's dad. Okay? And he's with you. Look, he's watching you. He's like saying, I can be with you at all times now, kiddo. I am watching you. Your father is with you, and he's going to guide you with that page of swords. He also shows up as witty and communicative and very sharp. Oh, and protective. So I think he's going to help you. I think he's going to help you through that from the other side. I think it's something new. And I think he still wants you to, what is this one? Alert, to be vigilant and inspired with whatever it is you choose to do. I embrace my unique perspective. Well, that makes sense also with the Hanged Man. That's a unique perspective as well. But it's also that you need to surrender to the present moment and not beat yourself up for not knowing exactly what it is you want to do, you know? And Dad is there watching you. I kid you not. He shows up to guide you. Okay? No BS. Oh, he was very sharp and a faithful veteran. Well, he's no less, he's even more now that he doesn't have a limitation of a body. He knows what's on your mind. He knows how you feel. He can be with you, and he is. And he shows up in your reading, for goodness sake. He's wanting you to know that he's still with you. And you get the Knight of Swords. You will make the right choice, the right decision. It will come to you. This is, what intrigues you and stimulates you mentally as well. You need something that's stimulating mentally that you can problem solve and use your thinking to create design. Sewing could still be it, but there's just some new perspective, something new that needs to be brought into it. And it's really up to you, love. But I see it's going to work out, okay? You will make that decision. And don't be too impatient. I see the perfectionist aspect, but this says, you want integrity, you want honesty and truth and balance. So I think allow yourself to surrender to the present moment, to allow yourself to grow inspired, allow your dad to guide you, and just be open in that way, because you will lead yourself out of this where you need to be. There you are at the Three of Wands, looking ahead with foresight, then with greater clarity. Your mind's just not quite ready, perhaps, to jump in there yet. And it's saying you will have confidence and momentum and expansion and foresight looking ahead. So it's ahead of you yet, love. You just, yeah. Oh, this is so cool. You get the Fool. There's a new path. And Dad wants you to try something new, to take that risk. because you won't be taking it just blindly. You're not that type of person. You want to make sure it's a good decision. And so you'll do your homework. But it's saying that, and your dad is saying also that it's a good thing to look into something new and to be open and to use your own intuition, Kim, because I think you picked up a little gift maybe from him. There is something about that as well, that precognitive, perhaps, ability. If not, you might expand it. This is, I am ready for progress and growth. Now, that is a little bit down the road yet. When you're willing and ready to get back on the horse again, so to speak. And allow yourself to have the moments that you have right now, because you're going to make the right decision. Okay? And again, don't be, this is a time for resourcefulness. Right now, you might have difficult choices, just being stuck. So you just need to surrender to that. When when you're not, just let it go. Let trying to control that go. You can't force it to happen. It's oddly enough through letting go and accepting that I think your wheels will get the traction that you need. And I get a King of Pentacles here and a Page of Wands. So yes, I feel like there is good business abundance, prosperity, security, perhaps in connection to a businessman. And there's adventure, there's excitement, and fresh ideas coming in the future. So I think there's something new for you. And I think you just need to take it at your own speed. All right, Kim? Because that's what's important for your own clarity. And keep me in the loop, because I think you're going to figure it out. I don't know exactly what it is yet, because I see you making a decision with justice, a balanced decision. And I see a businessman as part of it. Maybe someone giving you advice or connected. Maybe he could be someone that you would do a partnership with in some way. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. But Dad's with you. And he showed up in the reading for you. So it's going to be okay, Kim. Let yourself be sad. Let yourself get through it. And then start to look for small things that make you happy. A bit of sunlight, popcorn, who knows, just small things. Take it slow. You're going to move through it. It's not going to be forever. You're not stuck like this forever. Don't worry, you're not. Okay? It's going to be all right. You got really good cards. It's just a hard time right now. But he's with you. Don't ever forget that. I'm sure you won't. All right. Isabel. Okay, blessings here for the first time. Love BlackCats, and I have a very special one. Will my daughter get better? Thank you, Isabel. Thank you so much for coming, and I appreciate your giving me your time and attention. Let's take a look at your daughter. All right. Will Isabel's daughter get better? And we're lifting her up in prayer, and all who are in need, all the most vulnerable, all who are in need. Isabel's daughter, will she get better? Let me guile into that. Isabel's daughter. Isabel's daughter, will she get better? Is she going to be getting better? Isabel's daughter. Isabel's daughter. Will she be getting better? Okay. Yes, the Six of Swords. This is going from the stressful, choppy water, the you know, the crazy water to the smoother water. And she is going to get better. I feel like she'll be guided. I feel like she'll have the right people around her, perhaps guiding her, advising her, healthcare wise, or whatever the care that she needs. I see her going out into a smoother, better direction. This means improvement. Now, because there are some swords that are in the boat, it means not everything will be better all at once, but improvements. And then gradually, these issues, I feel like, get sorted out or managed. But she's headed now, looks like she's going to go from the choppy water that she's in at the current time. See the water there? See? And then she's going to go towards this smooth water with spiritual guidance that she's not even aware of, but spirit's there. Okay. Remind her that if you haven't, to confide to the divine one and to her spiritual helpers. It does show that she is sad, depressed, but she still has two cups behind her, and there's three that are spilled. So there is loss, there is grief, there's disappointment and mourning and discontentment. But she needs to realize that she is going to get better, accepting those lessons that she's learned through this health uh, unfortunate situation. And she's going to leave this behind. She is going to leave, I feel like, this behind. And I feel like there is healing, but she needs to go through and release, I feel like, this sorrow. And perhaps if you let her know that the first card that she got out of the deck was the one that moves her toward a healthier direction, that might help to, inject. Yes. I feel like there is someone here. This could be a doctor or someone who provides guidance that will be very clear and no nonsense. Maybe even a surgeon with that sword. I don't know. But they would be very knowledgeable and communicative. And they would have the tools to get done what it is that they have in mind, to manifest their ideas. So I feel like this person would be very capable, and I feel like they would help her. She will make it through. She will make it through. This is kind of like the last stand of the hardship of going through a real difficult time. And that does show up. But she's going to make it through. Let me see, what else does she need to know about this? That she needs to realize that she's not alone, okay? The spiritual mentors, like I was telling you earlier, and be open to receiving help. The King of Swords there, and support from others, okay? She might feel like she's a burden. I know that feeling. But again, she needs to realize that she's helping people to learn and grow through the discomfort of her own illness, and be prepared to face challenges she's overcome. She's strong as hell. She is strong as hell. She is strong. She's going to get through this. Boundaries are really important, however, too, and advocating for herself like no one's business. She's got to stand on business and advocate for herself as well. I do see a male that's going to help her to go in a positive direction, though. And look, yes, she's going to get better. There will be clarity. And there she is. It's just that she's going to have to wait a bit, and that's hard. I hate having to say that, but just Keep her eyes on the prize because she's going in the right direction. All right, Isabel? And keep the prayers up. Keep the prayers up. She's going to heal. And there's recuperation. Yes. I see the Queen of Pentacles. That's good. She just needs to let go of I feel like, limited thinking. Maybe thinking she's not good enough or I'm never going to happen. I get it. She just needs to release that and realize there are things that haven't been done yet, apparently, that could be a little bit different, especially with the Eight of Swords. So I feel like there is someone, a male, and I think maybe a doctor, surgical background, maybe, but smart as a whip, and I would trust him. I feel like he has that confidence, that knowledge, authority, logic, integrity, morality, high standards, and willpower, and resourcefulness, and skill, ability, and concentration. So I'm feeling like it's a good doctor. When I've gotten those kind of cards, that's when I've come across a pretty good doctor. So just to keep her mind with hope and not to let it slip, into depression, because it's so easy to do. And I know that. But let her know that the very first card she got is getting better. But it's a direction, and it does take time, and she needs to be around people that she can talk to, that will listen to her. And if they don't listen to her, to keep going till she finds one that listens to her and respects her, because I feel like that's also important. She needs to have good communication. We all do with doctors, no matter who they are. If there's not that two-way thing that you guys can communicate well, then that's not the right doctor. So I think that she will find the right one. Keep an open mind. And I do see her getting better. It's just not going to be right away. It takes a little bit of time. Let her know that she's starting, at least now, to go in the right direction, where she's going to start getting out of the really turbulent time with health. And it will gradually simmer down. Okay, that's what I see. All right. Okay, Rain. We are down to the last question of the live. I wish I could have confetti and I don't know, a pizza party with all you guys. That'd be fun. I'm getting kind of snacky. My husband made a really good dinner, but it was with serrano peppers, and I love them, but oh my Lord, I bit into a couple of fresh ones of those, and ha, my sinuses were cleared, and my eyes were in tears. It's a good thing I didn't have any makeup on. Oh, okay. So, Rain, will I develop a strong relationship with female Mickey Stephens? I don't know who that is. You're welcome, Kim. My pleasure. It is a pleasure and honor to read for you guys. It really is. And that's how I look at it. There are some folks that I think need to be reminded, that read out there, that it is an honor to read for people. So just do the best you can. Don't let your head get too big. Do it for the right reason. Okay, let me just shuffle these up. Okay, so Rain, here's your question. And I'm sorry, I do not know who, but I will be looking afterward. I'm going to Google this person. Let's see. Last question. Will Rain develop a strong friendship with female Is it Mickey or Mikey? I'm not quite sure how they're going to pronounce that. See, I spell my daughter's first name M-I-K rather than M-I-C-K, Michaela. It's a Eastern European spelling. So I don't know if I'm saying this person's name. Oh, okay. These are not meant to be read. That was just me flubbing up. Okay. So, will Rain develop a strong friendship with female Mickey Stephens or Stephans? Yes or no? All right, let me just dial this in mentally, spiritually. Guides, please help me because I have no idea who this is. I feel so sheltered. Will they develop a strong friendship? What is the truth? Will they develop a strong friendship with this person? Mickey, I'm going to say Stephans. I get the Knight of Pentacles. It could take a while to establish. I get a yes. The card does say yes, but it's based on practicality and reliability and not being consistent, okay, and steady, not being all over the place, and if you by showing that you're slow and steady and reliable and hardworking and committed and patient, and you're not asking for a lot of this or that, you're more conservative, you're fine with what you've got here. I feel like there's a good possibility. I am focused and determined to achieve my goals, okay? And it would require, I think, a lot of energy, though, with the Ten of Wands, a lot of responsibility, obligation. It could also be that this person has a lot of going on, obligation, possibly also burnout at times and struggles. There's a lot on their plate, whoever they are. So I think that if you can just be patient, like this Knight of Pentacles, that would be the best route if you want to create a friendship. You would show it by showing that you are trustworthy, that you are steadfast and loyal. Okay? And the answer is yes. Now, for her or them, oh, you said female, Mickey Stephans, I think that they are under a tremendous amount of stress. You might know that. There's like a lot on their plate. And this could be about choices as well. We do have the need to allow a friendship to grow, to expand, the energy to gradually develop. There's no rushing this. And being broad-minded is also good. Like the person looking out, it's the first steps as well, and making the right decisions and taking some risks. You can't just, there's some planning involved, first steps, and you have to kind of reach out and make the effort. I also get self-mastery, maybe a male figure coming in there with the Emperor. Stability, discipline. Again, there's a great deal of, wait a minute, a great deal of value being placed on reliability, not being choppy, changey, and all over the place, having self-control, and planning. Oh, thank you, artist Liz. Thank you so much. I really mean that. That is a lovely compliment. Probably one of the most beautiful compliments I've ever received. Thank you so much. I received that with great love. Thank you. And let me just see here. So the Two of Wands and with the Emperor, I think so, but there could be a male around her as well, a male energy. It could also be, though, again, because of the Two of Wands, I'm going to say, I'm going to go back to saying, if you can personify that very stable energy that is reliable, and you show that you're not that you're a hard worker, that you are steadfast and loyal, I think they'll appreciate it. They do have a lot on, and I don't know what it is that they do, but I think the first step is going to be for you about the aspect of your focus on being practical and self-control. And if she sees that you have that self-control, that you're not like, oh, nothing's going to make you go, oh my God, quite like that. I think that we're being shown that this is the first step. Practicality, being loyal, being somebody that can go through the thick and thin, especially with the Ten of Wands. I say, I think there's a good chance with the World. That's a yes card. And the Emperor is a yes. The Two of Wands is a yes. The Ten of Wands is the only no, and that's with the stress. And the Knight of Pentacles is a yes. So, again, and you got another yes just now with the Four of Wands. I think it could happen. There is completion. There is something about reunion, connection, domesticity, celebrations, home, communities, parties, gatherings, belonging. So there's achievement and fulfillment and a sense of belonging. Both cards are echoing a sense of belonging. And all I can say is that if this person isn't somebody that you feel that way with, you will find that person. I tend to think that it's saying that you can have that. It's just about being very practical and not flighty, very down to earth. Be your earthy, channel the earth. But also with the Two of Wands, inspiration and open-mindedness. I don't think that this person would like someone that's closed-minded. I think practical but open-minded and loyal. And not blindly loyal, like having self-respect. So I say yes. You got an overwhelming number of cards that say yes, but it has to be based slowly, or it has to develop slowly, practical. You have to, trust. And I think that person may accept a friendship with you, and you might accept a friendship with them. There's something good coming where you have a real strong sense of belonging. Those last two cards are really good. So I don't honestly know if that's with Mickey or not, or Mikey. I don't know how you say their name, but I see something good coming. So just be practical, down to earth, yourself, not all over the place. And I think you'll do just fine. And just enjoy the process. Okay? All right, you guys. I'm going to sign out now because I'm going to be flipping myself like a hamburger here and laying on my other side for a while. And I want to thank you guys so much. And I will see you soon. And I want to thank Ron for popping in and everyone for popping in and hanging out. And as always, it was a joy. And I will see you in our next live, which will be on Sunday. And I guess that's it for right now. You'll also be seeing the next videos on Judge Cannon. That's the next one. Oh boy. All right, guys. Love you. Take care. Prayers are always out for you. And be good to yourselves. All right? Thanks, guys. Take care.